Hey everyone, Kuro the Artist here. We are here again with another episode of Drawing with Kuro. So, hold on, I can already hear a little bit of echo right there. Let me see if I can do something about that. As always, please let me know if my microphone volume or if the music playing's volume, if either one of them is too loud or too quiet. I may be joined by Kellen later, but we will see. For now, it is just me. We are continuing down with another episode of Drawing with Kuro. Today I'm switching it up by doing an original character. This is actually a character I've drawn before on a stream a few years back, but now I'm giving it another go with a couple of updated designs to it. But, you know, if you've been checking in on the streams recently, usually I do Ben 10 alien transformations, which I am more than happy to do. I love doing them, but this also, you know, helps broaden the range of possibilities that I can do on Drawing with Kuro. Sketchy says can't hear any music. Is anybody else having issues hearing the music? Maybe if I do this? Could it have been Tale as Old as Time? It is Tale as Old as Time. Recording things with the audio channels separated in OBS. I always have to select them to all consistently be active when streaming. Still haven't learned, I guess. I don't know. But anyways, I'm gonna just jump right into this one. And thank y'all for tuning in. I hope you enjoy yourselves. And yeah, let's dive on in. So this is a yellow, almost superhero-like character. There wasn't a lot of lore included with this commission, but given I have drawn this character before in some form, and also the details seem relatively understandable, I took it on anyways. Kind of want to give it like a sort of power stance sort of pose. Nice change of pace from all the aliens. Oh, one last thing. I am not currently streaming to Twitch. Normally, I do multi-stream. But not gonna lie, I recently restarted OBS, like reset the whole thing, all my credentials and everything. And it took out the feature that allowed me to stream to multiple platforms at once. So right now, and for the time being, I am only streaming to YouTube. But we will quickly try to correct that. So apologies for those that are frequently watching on YouTube. Let's see if we can do like a... There we go. I posted some lore in the chat before the stream if you want me to repost it. Yeah, go for it. Yeah, I'd be down for some lore. Lore always helps with character dynamics and understanding of the design and all that jazz. Where can I watch Fusion Lab? So currently Fusion Lab is not a consistently airing stream that we're doing, as that is hosted by Mr. O.R. Ash, and he's very deep into working on the latest And Beyond episode, which we've been unofficially calling And Beyond the Movie. We actually have a stream coming out, and if you saw the advertisement before I faded in here, we have a stream this weekend, this Saturday at 2 p.m. EST, where we're going to give a pretty hearty update on both the next episode of And Beyond, as well as the final episodes of 5YL. We've been trying to give consistent updates for our patrons and YouTube members, but as much as we'd like to prioritize those helping fund the projects, we really haven't been saying too much publicly. I feel like we're at a time, especially since we're still on the unofficial hiatus, where we're not uploading consistently, at least. You know, we're just uploading here and there randomly, like once or twice a month maybe. I think the public's due for a pretty hearty update. So we're going to be covering that this Saturday. So make sure y'all tune in for then. We got a lot of fun things to say about that. So, Commissioner says, this is Valletta. She is based off a TV show called Mixel. She's part of the Electroid tribe and has electric-based powers. Okay, so given she has abilities, I do think this pose does work for her. That's good. That's one thing I was worried about. She lives secretly on Earth and is the last remaining of her species. Interesting. Sketchy coming in again. I respect Makeshift, but damn, I'm sick of seeing their TikTok ads all the time. I'm not on TikTok, so I'm not connected to that sphere. But my experience with Makeshift has always been positive. We were even considering maybe trying to do something later this year, but these are all speculations, you know, in the infinite world of possibilities. Oh, I meant on YouTube. Either way, I guess now that I think of it, I don't think I've ever seen like a Makeshift YouTube advertisement. Usually it's all social media posts, unless it's like the creator advertising their own product, at least from what I've seen. Okay. Got the wraparound fabric. Would it work if I curved up like this? Yeah, I think I'll curve up like this. Sets a different perspective for the head. Kuro, says Kyle. I enjoyed the Ben 10 scavenger hunt in your recent video. Can I make more videos like that? I think so, yeah. I mean, it did feel more of like a one-off, but I guess at least in terms of the press, like the subject of the video, I guess that would be a better word for it. Like, you know, the freeze frame in videos, but you know, like hiding things in videos for audiences to hunt down and whatnot, and making a little game out of it. I think that's something we could realistically do again. But it was very fun experimenting with it. And thank you all for entering the contest, the YouTube's giveaway. We will be mentioning that actually in the stream I was just talking about this Saturday, giving updates on And Beyond and 5YL. We'll be mentioning the 10 winners of the YouTube's giveaway. So if you want to be one of the first to find out in real time as we reveal the winners, that will be this Saturday. The stream starts at 2 p.m. EST. I'm actually not sure how long it'll go on for. I'm estimating about 1 or 2 hours, but shouldn't be too long. But that information will be in there. Do I have a ref with her clothes? The picture I used for the frame is the one that shows her marking, so I was curious. Oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, because I was comparing it to the first version I did, in which he's sort of, it looks like he's wearing like a yellow bodysuit. But yeah, I can do one with the, what is it, jacket, gauntlets, we got boots, sort of like a hoodie, shorts. Yeah, I can incorporate those. Have I ever watched American Psycho? I think I've seen it once. Couple years ago. Yeah, I think I did see that. Christian Bale. Let's see. Yeah, we got the hoodie design right here. In fact, after this stream, I think I'm gonna create the event. Maybe not immediately after, but like now that I've streamed this week, create the live stream event in advance for this stream coming Saturday. Was that a lemon? The badge on the vest, is that a lemon? And then gauntlets, of course. Yes, it's a lemon. Okay, good. Sleeves rolled up. So do you want this in the wiki style, like the 5whale wiki, like sharp, clean rendered lines, or do you want me to go more towards like the comic book sketchy style? What's my opinions on Draw Pile? I like the fact that it's an interactive canvas. And sometimes, I don't know, yeah, I feel like I go back and forth. I don't know if they're updating it or not, or I just like mind wipe the controls every single time, but I feel like I always have to relearn the program every time, and sometimes it comes really easy to me, and other times it feels like some of the tasks that I find are easier to execute on other programs, like Photoshop, my primary one, seem more difficult on Draw Pile. But I also don't use it so often enough to like really master it. I suppose if I practice with it more, maybe I'd have less problems with it. So that could just be user error. Comic style. Love how detailed you can get with that style. Awesome, awesome. Boots. How long did it take to redesign all of the canon aliens? Years is the short answer. But it is in large part to, like, you know, everyone I work with. Hershey, Ryan, Alex. Then later, Avery and Kellen coming on board. Have I watched Invincible? Yes, I very much enjoy Invincible. Great show. Great comic too. I did read the comic. Will I be voicing Darkstar in the And Beyond movie? Ooh, you'll find out this Saturday. It's a great question, though. Any favorite villain type? God complex, overly righteous, immortal psychopath. It depends on the story around it. Most villains, in fact, maybe all of them that like really click with me, exist within the story that they're presented in. Like, that's kind of what makes villains great, is like them opposing their conflict or enforcing it or misinterpreting it, you know, whatever it is. I feel like it's more than just their character. Once you take the character and remove them from their story, it's a lot harder for villains to stand on their own, because naturally you don't root for villains, so there has to be some type of justification, and the justification usually comes with their role in their story. think I gotta make this more symmetrical. Whoop. Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's a good base. So self-justified, not the ones who are just... No, I'm saying like it's completely dependent on the story they're in. Like I'm purposefully not choosing any one of those categories because those categories alone aren't strong enough for me. The story is also a factor when it comes to my interests in a villain. Like, classic series Vilgax is fantastic, but a lot of that comes from the story he's in, like the role he has as an adversary of Ben and all that. But you know, you take classic Vilgax on his own and it's just like, it's just some freaking squid dude. Oh, thank you for the donation, Silver. Ben 10 Next Generation, but it's both Ben's kids, Devlin. We find out who Devlin's mom from the original Ben 10K. Would that be cool? It could be a cool, like, couple episodes or so, maybe a season arc. But building an entire series around that premise, you know, I feel like once you resolve that issue, you know, then that's it. Unless, like, that's what the entire series is going to be about. So yeah, I mean, it could definitely be a great story, sure. But what are you shooting for, like a movie or a series or something? A couple different angles you can look at it from. And Chess Titans has been a member for 2 months. I hope the new Ben 10 comics have wilder art now that they're free from TV restrictions. Yeah, I mean, I'd assume they have a little bit wider of a range to work with, unless they're trying to like simulate their older audience. Well, older as in like their original. You know what? I'm gonna duplicate a pupil here. Like their original target audience, which was like what, age 10, 8 to 11 or whatever. Like if they're trying to do that again, you know, maybe even if they could be more free and lenient to do whatever they want with, they're still aiming for that younger audience. And at the time, we really don't know what they're looking for. I hope it's stylized or realistic. I think I'm less concerned about what the art style specifically is and just whether or not it looks good. You know, because I feel like you can go a whole... You can do a very cartoony, goofy Ben 10. You can do a very realistic Ben 10. You can do a very, like, traditional comic book, edgy Ben 10. Any of it could work as long as it looks good. Like, it's pulling off what it's trying to do. Because you can easily try any of those styles and fail, and that's what looks weird. So I'm just hoping it has good artwork, regardless of the art style. Making really good progress on this character so far. What motivates me to being a Ben 10 fan for nearly 2 decades or more? At this point, just the community. Just seeing how much everybody else cares about it. It makes me feel like I want to maintain what I've cultivated. Not that it's like not about the passion for Ben 10 anymore, because at the end of the day, you know, I still do love the show, but at this point, to create such a substantial reputation and content field around it, it's very much motivated by the years of having done it and the people that are here for it and they're sticking around and like are paying attention to it, sometimes investing in it, looking forward to it, using it as their own motivation. It's become so large. How could I guess I feel like I'd be disrespecting the people who care about it by not caring about it myself. Did your wife prank you yet today? No, not yet. Maybe she will later. She's not home right now. She's at work. But she did teach me a prank that I got Hershey with, where you take a hair tie and put it around the squeezy nozzle, whatever you call that, like the sprayer, on a sink. So that when you turn on this, usually you have to like activate that. Like you turn on the sink, then you pick it up and squeeze the trigger. But if you use a hair tie to squeeze the trigger already, when you instinctually just turn on the sink and think nothing is going to happen, you know, with the hair tie down, it sprays water at you. And I got a Hershey with it, which was funny. But I thought since I got him with it already, he removed the hair tie or whatever, but he didn't. So later on, I got myself with it. I didn't think it was still there. So I turned on the sink and then sprayed it with water. So I got 2 people with that today, and one of them was me. But yeah, Yvonne was the original person to show me that prank. So, in a way, she had her legacy carried on through my disruptions and shenanigans today. Because she got me with it, like, back in, like, 2017 or so. And I just thought it was, like, the funniest thing ever. I was like, no way, that's so clever, but also, like, so, like, easy to execute. So now I do it every year to somebody. I just find a way to get somebody with it. If I have to like invite someone over just to get them with it, I will. Yes, hello, Mochi. Okay, yes, hello. Will I do reboot breakdowns? Hot diggity damn. Yeah. Yes, I will. The details of those will follow. But ultimately, yes. Hello. Hi, honey. Yeah, Kelly Belly's probably still asleep. That's okay. He's a hard worker. He has weird hours. I understand. Sup, it's my first time tuning into one of these streams. Well, woke up, Chris was not here. Whoa, hold on. Now we're in a paradox. Were you or were you not here, Chris? When is Kelly coming on stream? If or when he wakes up. It might take him a bit, or he might not make it. We'll see. You never know. Life's a gamble, and that's what keeps things interesting. Isn't it a little bit more intriguing not knowing? I think it is. Although coincidentally, Mochi is here, so we have a guest after all. You want to give some wise words to the microphone here, little baby? No? Okay, well thank you for being here. We all appreciate your presence. Thank you. Oh, there's a ring. Oh, and there's 3 fingers. Okay, 3 fingers. And we got 2 rings on the index, 1 on the pinky. Okay. Got my meatballs and rice now locking into the stream. Meatballs and rice sounds fantastic right now. I can go for some meats and rice. What was the hardest part about animation in 5 years later? Balancing commitment, honestly, because sometimes I feel like I purposefully don't want to set the bar too high in some shots. Like, I'll have the ability to do some shots with a little bit more pizzazz than I might end up doing, because I would feel like, oh, if I make this shot just like have this much effort in it, I would kind of have to make them all, or else this is going to be really weird. Whereas at the same time, I feel like some shots deserve like absolute spectacle. And the further I go into making 5YL, even in the motion comic in recent years, like I'll go back and look at episode 1 and see some shots. I'm just like, man, if I was doing that shot right now, I'd probably give it a little bit more effort. But I was just kind of afraid to give it too much effort on the off chance I give that shot a ton of effort and I don't want to give a whole bunch of other shots effort. So I would like set the bar low, but I could have set it a little bit higher, especially with the stuff you'll be seeing in episodes 12, 13, and 14. It's like, oh, wow. Yeah. Could have been doing this since episode 1, but I guess not. But we got it for the finale episode, so, you know, it'll be a treat. So, yeah, I guess the hardest part is just the acceptance of the constant quality inconsistency, art style inconsistency. It's just a very all over the place presentation that I'm at least happy the story connects with enough people for them to see past it. Because it's pretty all over the place in terms of some execution of the quality of the artwork and animation techniques and stuff. Yep. Although, if y'all would excuse me, I'm gonna use the bathroom really quickly. I will BRB. Here, I'll put him like this. There. Now you can see this character. Okay. All aboard, cadets. Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for waiting through the brief intermission. I sent a message earlier about some details I'd like to add to the piece. Let's see. Add some minor details like a fang to the smile, freckles, cheeks, and choker. Yeah, no problem. So the freckles is something I would do on the color layer, but I didn't see them on the initial sheet, so I can certainly add those. As for the choker and the fangs, yeah, we can throw those in right now. Where are we on here? And then, yeah, freckles we'll do on the color layer. The choker, we can do the bands here. And then the details also on the color layer. Yeah, some details serve better on other layers, and we just haven't gotten there yet, but they will be included. Okay. Favorite and least favorite 5YL redesigned alien? That's tough. I mean, I feel like I can't even think of it that deeply anymore. Like, I'd have to really sit down and evaluate each and every one of them and come up with some type of, like, fair but consistent ranking style. Because just off of pure, like, memory, instinct, and emotion and all of it, you know, I've pretty much come to terms with the process of making the 5YL aliens, and they've been out for so long. I don't really have any residual attachment to, like, the difficulties or, like, the ease of some of the designs and whatnot. They're all just kind of there. They're just aliens. They're things Ben turns into. This one's green, this one's red. This one walks upside down in the head. This one's blue. This one's yellow. This one's a nice, caring fellow. You know how it is. So, like, the zigzag pattern and, like, the segmented orange shape on the chest, is that part of their body then? Like, differentiating textures and all of that? How many entries did I get in the giveaway? Over 300, at least, and that's the people who got it right. So a fair amount, but they'll be announced on the stream this Saturday.
keep shit G'd up, kick my feet up out my posse, and deposit, keep it posy. Shout my nigga Johnny, stay 10 down. The way they talk, these niggas lost me. I bet on me, I'm never losing. Tell me how I'm finna cut my losses. All I got is my word, and that shit serving the truth. I'm off for the goose. She love us to me. I'm liberated, my spirit is free. This sounds so nuanced. Thick sauce like Poupon. From the bay like Cool John. Rich thoughts, I'm bossed up. When it fit my plate, I know they nauseous. I keep shit cautious. But she tryna be booed up. She don't know about her roster. Act like you knew us. I'ma be him to the coffin. I'm back in the gym, I'm ballin'. Cut back on the gym with a tonic. I'm tryna fill in my pocket. She want me to hit in the bunny. I'm tryna got me rockin' the eyes. Let's go when I wanna no problem. Stress-free living.
Yeah, those are markings on her body. The whole species have markings to show what tribe they're in. So there it's got lightning markings. Okay, sounds good.
See me pushing down 580 heavy grinning. I could tell I know they mad. Cause I know my purpose. I'm about my bag. Cause I deserve it. I'm about my bag. And I know my purpose. Hands on the wheel. You can see me swerving. Could tell I'm about my bag. Cause I know my purpose. I'm about my bag. Cause I deserve it. I'm about my bag. And I know my purpose. Hands on the wheel. You can see me swerving. Tell I know. What's up, my nigga? Heard you got that on you. You wicked. Heard you keep one hand on the switch. Heard you keep the
The song from a recent video. Yeah, sometimes when I'm looking for an end credit song, I just see whatever the top newest 20-25 songs or so. Not year, like literally like 20 or 25 songs or so that I've added to the Drawing with Kuro playlist. Because I add to it frequently enough where there's always something new on top. But I'm never like seeking out songs or meeting a quota. Like, oh, I got like every month I gotta find at least like 30 new Drawing with Kuro songs. So after a couple months or so, when I feel like I've gotten enough new songs, I'll search through it and see like, hey, would this be a nice song to end up closing out the video with, or I don't know. There's just a lot of really good music on Epidemic Sound. Like, their service, for one, is great, but also the quality of a lot of the available tracks, both musically and sound effects, is fantastic. I'd love for them to sponsor us, just so I can, like, shout them out. They've been a very pivotal part in not just 5YL and Ambient, but, like, all of our videos in general. Like, we heavily depend on Epidemic Sound. Very useful, very resourceful. Could Ben scan a demon or an angel? I mean, you know, it's pretty wild to think about. But then if you think about the fact he has a celestial sapien, it's like, what limits are we really trying to apply here? I don't know. So I would say, like, if you figure out a way for that to make sense, I'd believe it. Wholeheartedly. Like, sure, of course the Omnitrix could scan an angel or something, but I would have to, like, look into the logistics of all of that if I was going to give a real answer, especially because, you know, there's different lore for demons and angels based on the religion you choose or the fictional media you choose or any of it. So, you know, we do have a video on it, though. What Ben can and can't turn into. I would say you can check that out and see what rules function in the version of the angels you're thinking of, or demons. And the conclusion should be relatively simple to come to once you have the right education on the matter. Wow, it's already 12:43. This one's kind of flying by. I'm liking it though. Where are we at right now? Not bad. It's coming to form. It's coming together nicely. I think it's just a smooth draw, you know. The design itself was already pretty good. Pretty good, as if, like, you know, I don't know. It's got a good design. So just trying to replicate that in my art style and make the small stylistic adjustments is coming very easy to me. So, you know, the stream's kind of flowing through. There's a new Ben 10 show coming in 2027. Sure. You heard it here first, folks. Can we get a read of the page I posted on Saturday? Ooh. Do you mean like us reading it, or like if we just so happen to have the cast recorded for that scene, get a little sneaky peeky? I will say this. Saturday you're going to get a very satisfying amount of new information, especially if you aren't a patron or YouTube member. You're gonna get a very strong window into what we're doing, so I would say keep your expectations wide, but satisfyingly high. If you're really into the 5YL and Beyond universe, like we're gonna be giving you quite a bit. We can read it live for the community. Oh, you mean like the literal, like... Okay. So what he's talking about is, like, I did release, like, a real page, a preview of episode 13, but with, like, alternate comedic captioning. So if you're talking about, like, reading, like, the version I put out today as, like, the April Fool's joke, I mean, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. That's funny, though. But, I mean, the artwork itself is real. So, yeah. Y'all have your very first, unexpectedly interesting look into episode 13. First true 5YL update since 2022, I guess, when episode 12 came out. Unless you've, you know, not to sound like a broken record, but been a patron or YouTube member. We've posted quite a wide amount of updates and previews on those episodes since, but this is our first just full-on like, hey, check this out thing to the public, ironically through an April Fool's joke. But yeah, enjoy. Happy April 1st 2025. Oh, Boo Bear's here. Hey, Boo. Hey. Good morning.
Who's this guy?
So this is an OC character that I drew once a couple of years ago, but the commissioner wanted an updated version, and I felt like it would be a good break from
Oh, I'm very low.
like just doing aliens and stuff. Yeah, I turned you up on Discord. Oh shit, you. How long have you been here? I'm sorry, I just been catching up on your chats right now.
No, I literally just got here like 3 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, why am I so low right now? This has been a problem a couple of times.
I cranked you on Discord, so I'm hoping that can contribute to helping. But other than that, I don't know. Like, is it?
Yeah.
I know Ryan, when he's recording like audio for different things, for like the animatics or the his voice lines, he always has to adjust his gain. That sounds good.
Okay.
Okay.
That might have been the problem. My
The gain?
bass input was at 13. Now it's at 56.
Yeah, I guess like using your microphone through just general software versus like professional recording sessions has like a much larger range in your settings. I don't know. Have you been using your mic for other stuff than just chatting?
This one, no. This one is just for like streaming and stuff. But
then I don't know.
I didn't want to blow anybody out. I don't know when I set it to 13, but I didn't want to annoy anybody or anything.
Gosh. Oh.
We're getting all goofy today. It's the season.
Tis the season. It's a goofy season.
So is this person or thing, creature character, is that a mask that it's wearing, or is it just like really mad? Because
So-
that's like an anime trope thing where it
I'm
has
not
the shadow
sure.
over the eyes.
Because I was sent a version of the character with like their raw assets, and then a version of the character with like a jacket and shorts and boots, like an outfit. But does that imply that the first version is just like their pure, like their species has these gauntlets and this mask and everything, just like biologically? I don't know.
Good.
It could.
It's an alien.
You know, it's a big old. Yeah, it's definitely an alien, in some form.
Guys, I've seen Kuro's raw assets.
Oh yeah.
Pretty rough.
Yeah. He's gotten them raw,
JK.
300 DPI.
Bro's raw assets are in BMP.
That's right.
That's
Sometimes we get a little dirty and mess around with the JPEG. Let it get a little pixely out here.
Bro says he doesn't need rasterization, but I'm not so sure.
Hey, I've never shied away from a little compression, if you know what I mean.
It helps. It can definitely help the perspective. Sometimes we do a little troll. That's true. All right, cool. Well, are you still multi-streaming between here and Twitch?
No, today I can't because I had to. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I was really fucking up my OBS settings, and it got to a point where it was not functioning correctly, and I had to reset my OBS layout, and it disconnected my plugin, which allows me to stream to multiple platforms at once. So now I'm just using like the raw OBS settings, and I have to reintegrate the multi-stream, which I have not done.
Hey, thank you for noticing, RMX. I am in fact tired. We've been working pretty hard on some ink tank projects lately, and I was up until the wee hour of 3:30 yesterday.
Ooh.
Yeah, but it was worth it. You'll see.
Yeah, no, I bet. I already can tell what you're probably talking about, and that's exciting to me.
Listen, Kuro is not the type to tell us to keep going into the wee hours, but he is the type to...
You just cut out when you said two.
Oh.
You said he's the type two and then cut out.
Kuro is the type to encourage us to, if we find the dragon, we ride it. Basically, if you've got that creative inspiration, you take it as far as it'll take you.
Yeah, that's true. Cause that's, yeah, for better or for worse, that is how I operate.
Yeah. He leads by example. This one, and you know
I wouldn't ever ask somebody to do something I wouldn't do myself.
No, I'm not saying you ask. I'm saying that you inspire me to do that for the art. And
well, I'm excited to see what you've made.
Thank you. Kellen, what do you think of my aliens, Army and Bugsaw? I saw Bugsaw. That was pretty cool. I want to know, with any given alien, I want to know what got them to the point with evolution where it makes specific shapes and stuff, which is why I'm always like, if it's inspired by something that was created on Earth, I'm like, okay, well, were they influenced by Terran culture? Is that what it is? Or is it just a big coincidence, you know? So I'd be curious to know how Bugsaw got there. Army, I'm not as familiar with. I saw it once. Let me look at it again.
That was a fun one.
Big old pile.
Oh yeah,
of hands.
Army was our Army reminded me of Muppets and stuff.
Yeah.
See, I love unique shit like this. That is crazy. Why do its eyes stretch out like that? That's so cool.
That was just me trying to make it have some type of like that extra alien filter to it. I was like, what if they just kind of came out like little crab eyes or something?
He can control their eyes like they can.
Yeah, they can suck into the knuckles and stuff. Yeah, there's like a variation. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just seemed fun to do.
Kellen, what's your opinion on Sam Wilson as the new Captain America? I like it. I mean, it follows the comics to the T, and Chris Evans has been doing it for forever, and it just seemed like a natural evolution. Plus, I like subverting expectations like that, but that's not even subverting expectations really. That's where it goes in the comics. So I think he fits it very well. I think Anthony Mackie embodies a leader pretty damn good.
I was gonna say I really like Anthony Mackie.
Yeah, he's funny. Cut the check.
Yeah, cut the
his bloopers. So
Yeah.
funny. Do you want Don Cheadle or Denzel? He's so funny. But yeah, Brave New World was pretty dang good. Did you like it?
I wish they didn't show the Hulk. That was a big part of it. Yeah, that was a big part of it. Like I felt like
they had to get the general audience
right,
somehow.
and like it worked, but at the same time, it was like, man, like the movie frames this to be a surprise, and like, I mean, like I literally, like Yvonne and I walked into the theater, and the first thing we saw was this big 7-foot cutout, like cardboard cutout standee of the Red Hulk. So I'm just like, wow, they're just really not trying to hide this, huh?
No.
Nope. But other than that, it was pretty good. You know, I enjoyed it. It wasn't like a revolutionary Marvel film, but you know, it was
solid.
Yeah, it was pretty solid.
Especially Carl Lumbly. I went to watch it with have you met Marta before?
No, I don't think so.
She's cool. She's in Freddy's with me, and she goes with me on the con circuit and stuff. But
is she the bird?
She's Gregory and Roxy. But yeah, we were both really enamored with Carl Lumbly's performance, the older dude.
Oh, as Isaiah Bradley.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. No, he was really good. I liked him a lot in it.
He has masterful control over his face. I cannot even fathom how one man can have that kind of control over his craft and stuff. Goodness gracious, he's a master. I was just in awe. And we were like actually like I never actually cry at Marvel films unless it really hits me, but we were crying. He was like, we could see all the pain on his face.
Yeah, when he was like, I can't go back to jail, I was like, oh fuck, man, you don't deserve this, dude.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
Isaiah Bradley was definitely my favorite part of the movie, and I like that they brought. Yeah, spoilers for a months-old movie. I like that they brought the leader back as well. I'm not a fan of the design they went with him. Some of the concept art had it a bit more faithful to the comics, but
yeah, I like the goatee and stuff.
I'm just glad they brought back Tim Blake Nelson for that.
Yeah.
Why was everything made out of nanotech? I don't know. We were talking about that the other day. I like the Ant-Man type folding into the suit more than the nanotech stuff, because you can actually see like how it comes apart and folds. It's fast, but it's not like nanotech where like just the particles come off.
I think
But
they just
that
don't
all
want to
started
commit to
with-
costumes. Like, if they can make it all CG, they can, like, update the costume up until, like, the last minute because it's all
That's
digital.
a good point. I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, they're just
But-
like, oh, we don't have to design the new costume yet. We'll just do it all on the computers, and for now, just, like, pretend it's there.
They usually have some kind of physical representation of it on the set when it's like on though. But it's probably easier to just we'll CG it than we'll keep track of a physical helmet and have him hold that the whole time.
Yeah.
That probably looks weirder to them. With the nanotech thing, they have more range of motion on the body for acting, but it's a weird compromise to strike. That's why I'm glad they didn't do it to Daredevil's helmet.
Have you been watching Born Again?
Oh my god, yes.
Me too, dude. It's so good. It's so good.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, like some of those like fight scenes are like I find myself on the edge of the couch like, yeah, get him, fucking get him, you know.
Yeah, right.
They're really, really well choreographed. Oh, I like the clothes you're giving Mixel there.
Thank you.
The outfit. Kuro, can you scream in your mic so the people not paying attention get jump scared?
Sure.
That'd be mean. Okay.
Did that work?
We heard the tail end of that.
Okay.
We heard all for all of that. We heard. Ah!
Oh.
Here, let me try.
Oh, that
Did
was
you hear that?
devastating.
Okay.
Simply devastating there.
Thank you. Thank you. I really got into it. My hero Carl Lumbly inspired that one. Love that Kuro saw this character and went, what if they were shorter? Yeah,
What if they were
she
shorter?
looks like a short stack to me.
Just a bit tiny.
Candle and a bunch of balls, and there's no real justification for it. They just aren't. That's fine. It's just my personal taste. I like when there's logic behind everything. For better or worse, that's how I try to create everything. But to each their own. I respect it. Wasn't it so Army's eyes can have peripheral vision? That's true. That would make that easier. I personally like the concept of Ben treating every alien he turns to as representing another species he vows to protect. Yeah, I don't know how that came up, but I agree. Let me put a little water in my throat. Air purifiers are cool, but they make the place really dry. Wingsuit is a million times cooler than super strength. It's true. But what if both? Raises eyebrow. There's some parts with the wingsuit that I don't get. Like, I just watched Civil War the other night, and Sam, like normal human Sam with the wingsuit, kicks the tail of a helicopter and puts it into a spin. I feel like that would break his legs, right?
Yeah. No,
They didn't want us to think too hard on that one.
yeah, I feel like they do that kind of stuff a lot. Like, someone will just get, like, their fucking back slammed against a concrete wall, and they're fine.
Yeah.
Or, like, everything that Captain America does with his shield.
Yeah, he has the. Oh, you mean the? Well, Spider-Man remarked on that. He said his shield doesn't obey the.
Oh, I just
laws
mean
of
getting
physics
hit
at all.
by it. If you get hit by a flying disc of vibranium, you're getting split in half.
probably break your jaw at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he has the super serum, so fuck off. You know.
But everyone he fights, like, you know, like Captain America is just going around murdering people.
Nobody ever said that he was perfect.
No.
No, I completely agree though. That's very much a comics thing too, a subversion of expectation and logic.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Okay, sorry guys. Here's what I don't like about the YouTube chat. It can look like I'm near the bottom, and then once I scroll to the bottom, it suddenly renders like 50 new messages.
Oh.
It do that for you?
Yeah, I just always have it going for whatever the most recent message is. Because, like, it's just... There's no really other way to mediate it.
Yeah.
At least. Yeah. I don't know.
Faku's asking if I can do a video call so you can see me. I look like a train wreck meets a car crash right now, so... No, but maybe on Saturday. Who knows? Did you guys see the Spider-Man announcements? I did. Did you?
Yeah, he be thwipping.
The title is Brand New Day, and I could only think of Dr. Horrible. It's a brand new day.
His sing-along blog.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's like the third time we've talked about Dr. Horrible in the last
It's
video.
coming up. Dr. Horrible Ink Tank video coming to you soon.
We should watch that for
been foreshadowed.
Patreon stream.
We should. That'd be a fun one.
You've seen it, right?
Not in a long time, but technically, yeah.
It's good. The hammer is my penis, he says.
Yep.
I can excuse the nanotech if they actually address that it was made of vibranium, but the fact that they give it to everybody just makes it lazy. Agreed. I don't think it has to be made of vibranium to be nanotech, though, because Iron Man's suit isn't made out of vibranium, I'm pretty sure, but that certainly vibranium strikes me as a malleable material, but it doesn't strike me as the cause for it. I think Wakandan science is just that far ahead.
Yeah. Yeah, it's it's a resource,
Shuri's a
but it very
genius.
much plays into their expertise over it as well.
Yeah, like Shuri's just a genius. Actually, for Multiverse of Madness, Black Bolt has his entire suit was CG. Well, to do what they had to do to him, I get why. Lego Kuro Scream.
Lego Kuro Scream? Is that like a
Yes, they're
comment on the
talking
scream
about-
I did? Or the one?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Most I can justify for Candlestick being a candle is that one, wax-based organisms are common on the planet, and two, the planet is made in a pitch black cave, so they adapted the flame. Yeah, no, I never thought that about Candlestick, and I just I picture that candles and wax are a pretty common common early tool for any given civilization. So, yeah, I never felt that way. Sketchy, which playlist is yours? I want to go through your aliens. Are you excited about Spider-Verse finally having a release date 2 years from now?
I want to be.
They've heard us before. I get you.
Like, I'll definitely see it, and I'm probably gonna enjoy it, but it's just hard for me to get excited over these kind of movies anymore.
It's true. Which suit of Sam Wilson do you like? I like the white one with the cowl, but as has been covered, the CG to make the cowl fit to his neck was just too much, and Anthony was like, "Yeah, that suit was like I've worn some suits, but that suit was unbearable." So I get why they got rid of the cowl, but like I like the color scheme more than just going back to the Steve Rogers suit. I like the white.
Yeah, it's a good way to separate it more.
Yeah. Will there be leftovers of Ben 10K aliens like Transmutor, Lagoon, ETC, and 5YL? Who are Transmutor and Lagoon?
Those sound like Tom Perkins aliens.
They do. Maybe. I don't know. I mean, 5YL is pretty much like written and wrapped, but who's to say what the future holds, you know?
Here we are in the future.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Chris Griffin and Steven Universe. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Looks up at Garnet. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I don't know if we talked about that before. We have a running gag that transferred from my friends, and now it's in the ink tank where it's just Chris Griffin. Like anything happens and he reacts to it with, "Oh my gosh." It's always funny because you just like picture what he could like be thinking anything, but you just say, "Oh my gosh."
Oh my god.
Hey Kellen, are you ever going back to Lexington Comic Con? If
Don't.
you invite me back.
Don't go. It's a trap.
Oh, but that one was cool. There are sometimes really fun, unique things that happen at those, and at that one, like a bourbon distillery invited my whole appearance agency to come and like take a tour and have like taste tests of White Dog and stuff. That was so much fun.
Okay, you got me there. That sounds cool.
It was really cool, but that was so long ago now. Shout out to the Four Roses Distillery. Big love. You are playlist 64. Let's see. Yeah.
64.
Yeah, like Ball Pit is really fun. I can see
yeah.
scientifically where that would end up, that he'd just be able to create and manipulate spheres out of his body. That strikes me as like enlarged red blood cells that he has full prehensile control over.
Ball Pit's like a core memory for me now. I remember when I did Ball Pit.
I think my favorite of yours, Sketchy, are Fish Stick and Speed Slug.
I like the goat.
The Ramnesia's cool. It's tough. Just my tastes. It's tough when they have pupils. Like it always makes them look just a bit too cartoony to me. But that's just me. Whereas with Fish Stick and Speed Slug, they just like look really cool. You guys did a great job with those.
Yeah, I get what you mean. I like adding a healthy dose of pupils every now and then, just because some of them do.
Yeah.
And I feel like the more there are that have pupils, the more it normalizes the concept that they have pupils. But yeah, it's not for every alien. Like some aliens would not look great with pupils at all.
Yeah, I agree. I named my variant of Speed Slug Zippy Slippy.
Zippy Slippy.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
RX donates £2 and asks, "What's up with Tankbot? Will we be seeing it soon?"
Is that in the Discord, or is that the name of the thing that I use for the streams? Because as of now, all of my stream stuff is going through an overhaul, to put it simply. But if this is a Discord thing, I would advise asking the mods. They would probably know.
Yeah, we know less about the tech stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, nanotech should be more limited in what it can make. That should have been a one-off thing for Iron Man's suit in Infinity War.
Yeah.
I am excited about Doomsday. I don't think they're done announcing the cast yet, which is like, how are they going to pull off having 50 A-listers? Like, how are you going to give everybody like a line? You know?
Mm-hmm. Some people are gonna show up for like one scene, and that's it.
Yeah. Knowing and Beyond will mainly be doing episodes on Worlds Found in Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon shows. Will there be one on the Monster World of Monster High 2022? Possibly. It's not all written out yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think we ever boxed ourselves into saying it's only gonna be that way. So
No.
I wouldn't go into this saying knowing this or that. You know, it could be anything really.
Yeah, this is Ryan's thing, but like,
Yeah.
we know where it's going first, at least.
Yeah. But he could very much do something like that too.
Sure. Whatever strikes him, it's his baby.
Yeah, Ryan. Come take care of your kid.
Yeah.
It's been outside for 4 days.
It.
This creature.
This cryptid.
This spawn
this-
you've created.
This foul git.
Yeah.
This stain on my lawn.
Yeah. This noise machine.
Noise and barf and shit machine.
I'd call it crying, but that would humanize it.
Heck, can you tell that we're neither of us are parents and probably won't be for the foreseeable future?
You'll never find my real son.
Your real son.
Yeah. He's locked away.
Rob has had a son this whole time.
That's right.
You got Mochi and Boo.
That's true.
They're daughters, but
My little girls. My girls.
the only members of the Griffin family who like Seth MacFarlane are the ones voiced by him. I'm not sure what that meant, but okay, I agree.
Some deep Family Guy lore there for you.
Do you think most of the American presidents knew about or were plumbers? Probably. Supposed to know about everything.
Yeah, they'd have to at least know.
Abe Lincoln had a ghost thermos in his hat.
Mm-hmm.
It's not true. Not streaming on Twitch. Nah, the bot that made that possible is on the fritz right now. So
Yeah.
he's keeping it simple. Rate your playlist 13 now. Pretty sure I did, but I'll go back to it again.
Playlist 13. Is that you?
That's Joe's.
Joe Mama.
I really like Outburst. I think that's just a really fun concept, an explosion alien. Limigator's cool. Demontion is a great design. I really like that Brightspeed was inspired by Fetch from Infamous. I really love that series, so to see some inspiration there rocks. Fun Guys looks fun. Gunstinger looks a bit too much like an Earthen Bandit for my tastes, but it also looks just unique enough to like be its own thing too. I like Cleaver. I always like stuff with blades on their arms. Tentadrill and DKR, really cool. Forecaster, not as much my favorite, just because I don't know, Genie and Jin stuff. Unless their species is what inspired the Legend of Jins on Earth, then I'd be okay with that. But yeah, really solid playlist. Kellen, can you try to make scientific sense of blocks? No, only the 5YL version makes sense to me. Having a Lego gorilla in space, I never liked that either.
He does the clickety clack though.
Clickety clack, don't talk back.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's see. There's one more coming, an alien named Abstract. It was mostly on accident, but 64 is becoming a nice playlist. I agree. I'm excited to see what Abstract is.
Abstract. Is that on my list?
Hey, Kellen, where is March of your aliens? I'm waiting for it one of these days. March?
Yes, it is.
Well, it just turned into April.
April. It's April time.
Are you asking like where, like some more of my aliens are? I mean the concept art of Arrow is out there. We just got to make the official 5YL version. Although to be honest, I would like to take another look at it. It's very different from my original thing, and I wanted to see if we could make more of a compromise to go back to my original vision. But
we might have
I
something coming out too on this stream, right?
Maybe.
In regards to your aliens.
maybe.
Maybe.
I guess they'll just have to see. It might come sooner than you think. Wow.
That's what I'm known for.
Oh, they said they announced the whole cast. I don't believe it. Because where's Doctor Strange? Where's Tom Holland? Where's there's so many like blaring like
Yeah.
that like I don't think they're done at all. Plus on Instagram, RDJ said is this it or something like that, and Marvel responded saying there's always room for more. So I'm banking off that. Kuro, your video today threw me off because I also have a Ben 10 comic called Into the Omniverse, so I was confused. He copied it straight from you. He saw yours and
I
said,
took your
I could do
frickin'
that
idea.
better. Yeah,
Suffer.
He knew about it. He knew about it.
Yeah. I don't feel any semblance of remorse or guilt over it either.
I don't know if they get our sarcasm.
I hope they
I
don't.
hope they do. well, we can disagree. That's fine. I really like Sam's stealth suit and how it takes inspiration from Steve's stealth suit. Yeah, like I love the design of it. I just wish the color scheme was closer to the comics with the white and everything. This OC looks very sporty. What does that mean?
They're probably very good at, if not exceptional, at soccer.
Okay. Was Adwasia designed as a snapping turtle in mind? Whoa, he rhymed.
Oh.
I'm not sure. That's a Ryan question. Kellen,
Yeah.
can you try and make scientific sense of blocks? Goes to the blocks page because you guys did it perfectly. Let's see. Scrolls. Let's see. Wait, where is he? Oh, there he is. Blocks. Blocks can secrete white concrete-like material from various parts of his body into hexagonal-shaped molds, which cool to become concrete-like blocks. That makes total sense to me. His oven or his body is basically a kiln, so he can like just secrete like concrete type stuff like we secrete sweat. That's fine. Whereas blocks in the cartoon just makes no sense. What's your favorite powerhouse alien? I have to look at the powerhouse.
Alien X.
Seconded. Motion carried. I am a fan of Full Stop and Portaler myself, but I really do like the your Atomics design as well.
Oh, thank you. I like, well, I'm privy to Buck Wild, but that's mostly because I created him, but I also really like Full Stop a lot, too. And Portaler is really fun. I really like you as Portaler, too.
Thanks.
Yeah. Portland.
Yeah, I like what you did with the design. I think it takes a very simple concept and puts it into a real being quite well. Like you made sense of the antennae and the his little portal ball on his chest.
Thank
And
you.
the color scheme works great. It's awesome. What about the idea of Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal-based aliens? I haven't watched Zexal. I stopped with GX. Let me see what you're talking about. These just are these energy beings the aliens? Because they just kind of look like people, which is fine, but like. I don't know, not much room for interpretation. Yeah, could be fun. Kuro, why is Spitter in playlist 18? Yeah, Kuro. Why? Do you remember?
No
You
fucking
better.
clue.
Well, there you go. That's the best answer you're going to get, folks.
Shouldn't he be somewhere else?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, he could be wherever it makes sense. I don't know.
Let's see. Doctor Strange is dead. He's just helping an incursion with Clea. How the hell are they going to make a movie with like 10 characters that need to be reintroduced? Where I don't know.
Multiverse.
Guess we'll see. Yeah, multiversal.
We'll
Oh,
see.
by the way, I speaking of that, I need to ask you about the thing, but after.
Okay.
Yeah, let me write down that I need to ask you about that. Because if not, we go to plan B. Where should we send our drawing for you to draw, Kuro?
To the link down below in the description.
In the lower part of the video frame there, it tells you exactly what to do.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's right there. Tell you everything you'd ever want to know. My social security number, my
Tell you
current
exactly
home
what I
address. Yeah, everything I've experienced up until I was 14. I had my first love.
Oh, he was asking if we would turn my aliens into merch. It's an interesting idea. We would have to get see, the main thing is getting rid of the Ben 10 branding, because we don't have the rights to that, and it would be really tough to get them, especially for an OC. So it would be
Unless
it would be a whole caboodle. You say unless?
we tell Cartoon Network, hey, it's fine.
No, we just stop at hey.
Hey.
And they're like, well, he makes a good point.
Yeah, they like blushed. Well, Warner Brothers, I guess.
makes David Zaslav blush.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, no one's greeted
my
me in years. I just walk into a room and they all just stare at me.
David Zaslav comes in, looks at us, and oh my god.
Oh my god.
What program do you use for animating and drawing?
Adobe.
Adobe Suite.
Yep.
Why are Buzzshock and feedback on playlist 6? I don't know. That's the wiki team. We don't know. But where's the whimsy? What is whimsy?
It's like the last Mimsy, but not.
Wow. That was a great joke.
Thank you.
Is that it?
What, for my joke?
No, for me. No. Yes, for your joke. No, for Mixel. It seems like.
I got a couple refining details, but
Alright. Looks good.
Thank you.
Like the range of colors. What's your favorite Power Ranger? I like Billy Bluesty.
I like the one that goes wee wee.
Yeah. That's that's his name, Wii U. He's just saying his name over and over.
Yeah.
Power Rangers a fun show. Explain how 5YL blocks has elasticity then. Do you know before I try and make sense of it?
Yeah, his arms are kind of like stretchy, like rubbery materials, like almost like a tar, but in a consistent enough shape, kind of like those little stretchy toys you can get, where there is a finite amount, but it's not like their materials like creating and regenerating. It's more of just like they can be moved around.
That could make sense too if the material is like repulsive to the concrete sweat.
Like if you tug on your earlobe stretches. It's like that.
No. So blocks can no longer shapeshift and regenerate.
No, but
know.
Diamond
Does he
Head
need
can, Goop can, Upgrade can. Like, does he really need to? Does it really
he
matter?
doesn't.
Like, look inside your heart and ask yourself, does it really matter?
Yeah. Are you satisfied? Who wins a fight to the Deets Curious George at 1% power or 100,000 alien X's with Ben 10 having full control? Probably the alien X's. I think you only need one alien X.
But what if we got all of them?
Like, there's nothing more that 100,000 celestial sapiens could do together that one couldn't. That's the whole point. He can do anything.
There's nothing that 100 men or more could ever do.
100 big guys with swords.
Bless the
Ultimate Portaler finally gets the sword he wanted. What does that mean? Mixel dropped in and is asking if you mind doing some small color alterations.
Oh, what you looking for?
They want her arm guards to be light purple and her face mask to be a grayish purple.
Yeah.
So, I'm guessing more lavendery they want the face mask to be.
All right, let's do it.
Or like periwinkle or something.
There's a more gray one. Maybe a bit lighter. Yeah, like that. And then the gauntlets more purpley wurpley. Like, let's go. Boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Maybe even brighter than that. Ooh, you know what? I kind of like the guards be that pink color with the main base, yeah.
Oh, he's saying it's a reference to when he says in the comic, "I don't have a sword. Will these do?"
Yeah.
So Ultimate Portaler he says,
He
I
gets
have a sword.
I have a
please."
sword. Yeah, and it goes slicey dicey.
That would be kind of cool if he could send swords through his portals. They just like slash really quick.
Yeah. Oh my back.
What are you, Toby Maguire?
That's right. I'm Toby Woby. Mr. Toby Boby. Alright.
No, Buzzshock and Spitter don't make sense in Playlist 2 because Playlist 2 is, Ben didn't unlock them then. I think it's ordered by, like order of unlocking in the timeline of the show. Ben 10,000 had them and they were introduced in the original series, but Ben didn't get them until Omniverse. Hope that answers your question.
Explain how 5 whale block still has elasticity and regeneration. I mean, we do.
Just did.
Yeah, I just sliced open my thumb 2 weeks ago and my skin's already healed.
Oh,
Like
is it
I
good
just
now?
I just regenerated. Yeah, no, it's pretty good.
Whoa.
It's like 90% of the way there. So like, I mean, you would imagine an alien with like very otherworldly abilities could do that at an accelerated rate regardless of the material they're made of. You know, Swamp Fire regenerates, he's a plant. Diamond Headed regenerates, he's a mineral. We regenerate, we're flesh. Goop regenerates, he's goop.
This is starting to sound like an interrogation.
Yeah.
Show. What do you know?
I'm being put on the spot. I feel like I'm in the concrete room with the spotlight shining at my face.
Yeah.
But no, this is Mixel, and given we do have quite the schedule ahead, I do think if I'm able to call it here, I'd like to.
Okay, you want to
Yeah.
do just like one more question?
Yeah, we'll top it off with a question.
For And Beyond and 5YL, which recording session was hardest?
They're still happening, actually. So
maybe he's talking about the ones from the past episodes.
I mean, there's always like hardest as in like the technicalities. Like sometimes it's hard to schedule with people, and then there's like hardness in like trying to capture performances. Like sometimes we'll have like very specific line reads that it could be difficult to try to bring out of the actor, whereas other times it could just be like the voice itself. Like we'll be doing a character, and after like 4 or 5 lines you start to lose the voice, so you gotta like bring yourself back to it, be like, hey, I think we're drifting a bit too far. Yeah. So there's so many different variables for difficulties, but I mean, I would say like even despite all of that, we've never really had like a hard time recording the cast. You know, we'll take some figuring out, but it's never been like a terrible difficult time.
Yeah, like everybody has their quirks and stuff as an actor that but you know that's the point of the job. You just sort of like do your best to work your way around it.
Right. And if you're recording with Xander, if we're not getting it, we'll sit there and get it. So, yeah. But it's always worth it in the end. You know, sometimes they'll be like take 8 and it'll be like, oh shit, you know what? That was the one. So we got there, and it could be a process, but we always get there. And
if Xander has an idea, he will sit there and he's like really confident about that idea. We'll sit there and drill it until we get it.
Yeah. And
Unless,
often
like,
you'll find it takes it. Sorry, what?
I'm just saying, unless like all of us are like, is this worth it?
Oh,
we also have to do this within. I don't know if you touched on this. We have to do it within the time constraints of like an hour or 2 hours, however long we have them scheduled for, because they have other stuff to do that day.
Yeah. Yeah, there's always scheduling and like, you know, hourly rates. That's always like another layer of it too, all the technicalities. But I mean, we wouldn't be doing it if it wasn't worth it. So it's hard to really like complain about anything in those regards for me.
Last question, because this ties into what's happening later this week. Will you ever do more behind the scenes free stuff for and beyond and 5 years later?
Yes, absolutely. It's so hard right now because everything we're doing is major spoilers. It's like I can't even, it's at the point where I can't even tease what we're doing because it's like the existence of this happening alone is a spoiler. So how do we even talk about it? So that was kind of the biggest motivation of doing this showcase, this stream, because we've treated the patrons and YouTube members pretty well in what we can show and what we can't show. But for the general public, we really haven't been able to show like anything. So this Saturday we're trying to really give enough of a satisfying update. Like, hey, here's a really solid window into what we're doing, but I promise you we're barely scratching the surface. There's so much stuff we're doing like that it only would be fully gratifying in the surprise of the moment it happens. So,
and it will be.
And it will be. It absolutely will be. But you just gotta trust us for now that like, hey, you know, X amount of months that we're still taking things slow. There's things happening. We're doing the best we can. We're working on this as fast as we're able to without compromising the project. But in the end, you can at least be confident it's gonna come out and you're gonna see the effort we've put into it.
No. Okay, last thing, because this is really sweet.
It's all good.
Kuro, just wanted to say this. I've been watching you since I was 12, and now I'm 17. Old man. You're the only YouTuber I've been consistent with. I appreciate all the work you and the crew put in.
Hey, no, I appreciate it, and that's why we still do it. I don't know if you've been here the whole stream, but earlier I did talk a little bit about one of my main motivations for doing this is like trying to respect the audience we've cultivated. So it's very like you being here this whole time is very much the reason we're still doing this. You know, a lot of people are invested in what we're doing. They enjoy what we're doing, and we want to make sure we're constantly reciprocating that same love and loyalty. So thank you. That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
All right. Yeah, here's Mixel. I'll post all of the finished artwork soon. You can see the project showcase we have this Saturday at 2 p.m. EST. And if you missed the live stream, it will still be on the channel. We'll be showing a whole bunch of stuff that we got going on. Lots of fun reveals, giveaway winners, and, you know, I'll be on there. Kellen's going to be on there. Ryan's going to be on there. I think Hershey's going to be there too. I'm like 90% sure, but we'll all be there. And
Fro's done with us.
Yeah, he doesn't give a fuck. He literally said, like, look, man, I can't pretend to care about Ben 10 one more second.
Yeah, it's like, it's been a good run with you guys, but I'm going to, like, go into law or something. Yeah, Fro's leaving the tank.
Yeah, he is. It sucks, but, you know, it is what it is.
He's going to start investing in crypto and stuff.
Yeah, he's going to have the stink tank, and it's going to be stink coin.
The stink tank? Stink coin?
Yeah,
okay,
stink
that
coin.
sucks. End it.
Okay. All right, keep it fizzy, y'all.